In lecture 3 lesson 1 we created student object using ng model directive, wrote a constructor function named saveStudent, called the constructor function using ng click directive, and passed our created object in the constructor function, received our form data, and printed in console. Now it's time to send our form data at our API endpoint. And we need an object at API endpoint to receive the object sent from our client. We'll create an object class in a new project. Let's go back to Visual Studio, stop debugging, right click on Controls App Solution, and add a new project. This time we will select Windows Class Library project. Let's name the project controls.domain and select the directory where the solution is created. Let's delete class1.cs file and right click on controls.domain project and add a new class. Let's name the class student and make the class public. Let's add some properties for student class. Let's add ID, first name, last name, role, and department property, as our client will send the same. Let's build the solution. Go to controls.api project, right click on references and click on add reference. Select controls.domain to add the reference of controls.domain project. It's time to add our student API controller. Let's right click on controllers directory, add a controller, select web API to controller empty, click on add, name the controller student controller, and add the controller. Let's add a method in the controller and name it post student. Make the method public and make the return type student. Add the namespace for student type, pass a param of student type, and return it. Now let's go to our AngularJS controller, add HTTP post verb, and pass the API route along with the host URL. The API route controls is the prefix and student is the controller name. Now let's call then method and pass an anonymous function in it and pass a param in constructor function by any name. I'm naming it response and printing it in console using console log. In HTTP post verb, we have just passed our route API along with the host URL, but we did not pass our object. Let's pass the object. Now let's go back to our student controller and set a debug point at post student method. Now run the application. Go to student form, fill the form with data, and click on submit button. Great, we reached at our API endpoint. Let's continue and check the data. Great. And we got our returned data. Now it's time to connect with database and insert our data in database. Let's do that in next few lessons.